All right. What's up, watchers? Welcome back. It's good to see you again. Really appreciating the enthusiasm in the chat there, Rico Master. I don't think this will get #1 trending or 100 million views. I think you might be setting yourself up for disappointment there. But, I'm gonna do my best to make this entertaining for you guys. Dang. Local Spooter noticed my senpai on Zombie Bird app. You noticed that too? Like, admittedly, it's one of those things, like, I don't want to get, like, too far into it, because it's like, I don't want to make it weird. But, a YouTuber that I really look up to, and who was, one of my main inspirations for starting this channel, alongside just watching Val stream and being like, hey, that looks like fun, followed me on the platform formerly known as Twitter, now known as whatever the hell Elon Musk wants it to be called. Yeah, that's insane to me. Like, I'm not sure what it is about my content that made him follow me. I don't know why I'm being coy about it. It's Manly Badass Hero. I've shouted him out on stream before, which I immediately, as soon as he followed me on Twitter, I'm like, oh fuck, has he heard me shout him out on stream before? But yeah, so, follow that guy, subscribe to him. He makes great content, honestly. If you like indie horror games, you should already be watching Manly Badass Hero. He's been around for ages, like, go, binge his videos. As soon as the stream is done, of course. Don't leave, no, don't fucking leave. Don't fucking leave. You watch the videos after the stream, okay? But yeah, so, understood leaving now, no! Don't do that! Anyway, no! I directly said not to do that, 100th Assassin. You come back here right now. Alright, so, yeah, I was gonna say, like, yeah, I genuinely don't have too much to talk about at the beginning of the stream today, though, like, the only other thing that's happened since my last stream is me winning, 4th place in a pinball tournament last night, which, fucking ruled. And actually, I don't think I mentioned it on Twitter, but I got a prize for coming in 4th place. It's this little, like, build-your-own pinball machine kit. Like, it's small. It's all, like, wood, and, the flippers are controlled by, like, elastics, and, you know, you're basically just trying to shoot, like, a ping pong ball into holes, but it's still really cool, and I legitimately wouldn't have known it even existed if not for me winning it last night, and I'm pretty excited about it. Mechanical pinball set. That's probably the actual word for it. I was just kind of, like, I was telling the person that ran the tournament, because, okay, most of the tournaments that I play in are 3-strike tournaments, so it's not based on points. It definitely is not. Okay! Understandable. Net zero information gained. But, yeah, so most of the tournaments that I play are 3-strike tournaments, which means, instead of going off of, like, your accumulated points in, like, each game, instead you play against another player, and whoever gets the highest amount of points wins. The one who gets the lowest loses. If you lose, you get a strike, you get 3 strikes, you're out of the tournament. So, I went up to talk to, the organizer and be like, hey, yeah, I lost the last game, I got my ass kicked. And they were like, oh, cool, here, you can pick something off of the table, and there were t-shirts, there were, like, pins, and then there was this, like, DIY pinball kit, and I'm like, that's the coolest thing here. How is that still available? Because I was not the first person to come up and get a prize. Hey, Souls, welcome to the stream. Also, I don't think I greeted 100th Assassin either. I'm getting sloppy. I'm riding high on my pinball wins, and I'm forgetting how to stream. But anyways, yeah, I am excited to put that thing together. I've got to wait till I'm at my parents' place next weekend, because I need sandpaper, I need wood glue, I need, like, tools and shit, and I figure, what's the point in buying them when I can probably just, borrow some from my parents. Like, it wouldn't be the first time. Honestly, when my brother comes home from college, he's usually, like, in the garage building stuff, so I would not be the first person to make usage of these things. Classic members shunned to your newfound fame. I don't have fame, though, is the thing. Listen, like I said, I don't, like, making a big deal out of this feels weird. It feels weird to me. Like, yes, this is a YouTuber I've looked up to for years. Also, he is a human person. And I don't want to treat him any differently from any of my other followers. Like, I honestly would not have even brought it up on stream if you didn't bring it up, 100th Assassin. But, yeah, either way, I've been talking a lot, and also I should mention, so I'm very glad that I'm doing shorter streams this month, because even if I wasn't doing this NaNoWriMo challenge, I would have had to cut the stream short today anyways, because I got a surprise notice that my apartment is being inspected tomorrow, and over the past couple of weeks, I've been so caught up with other things that I really, haven't given it a good cleaning. So, yeah, we're gonna have to get a move on. But yeah, last time on Steins Gate 0, we almost got shot. Again. One hell of a thing. And, Kagari almost got kidnapped. The conspiracy shit is picking up. We are, I feel like Okabe is about to go back on the pain train. As the title of the stream implies. And speaking of which, let's get to the game. Why don't I have the game open? I could have sworn that I did that. I'm forgetting how to stream because I play pinball. That's what I'll blame it on. All right. But yeah, I'm really interested to see how this goes, because as pointed out in the last, like where we left off, Okabe mentioned that this couldn't have been CERN, and I agree with that, because, like, too much of this is different from the Rounders MO. Although then again, like, wasn't it, like, briefly mentioned in the first game that, like, CERN was part of, like, an even bigger, like, conspiracy organization? It was called, like, the Committee or something? It's been a while. I'm sorry if I don't remember all the details. But, yeah, it's about to get scary. Also, I just noticed that, where we left off, it had jumped forward by, like, a week. I can't remember if that was mentioned before. I have the memory of a goldfish. Oh, wait. No, I'm stupid. Never mind. I misread that wrong. Of course, that's what misreading it means. Anyways. Let's play video game, how about? Unfortunately, Daru, it was real. Yeah, that was real. I'd experienced it so many times before. Screams and the smell of gunpowder. Oh, yeah, that's,
どうしたん、オカリン。
すまない。安心したせいか、気分が。
Welcome to Novella Cipher's channel. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that motherfucking bell button. It's a party house, booyah.
Oh gosh, I don't have my bots open.
Welcome to Novella Cipher's channel. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that motherfucking bell button. It's a
Welcome to the
party
stream.
house, booyah.
Damn, I think that's our first, like, back-to-back subs. At least in, like, a long time, because I can't remember the last time that we had that happen. Totally not my other alt accounts. Ah, okay, I understand. The memories of last July.
大丈夫。今は僕も一緒だからさ。なんならちょっと休む？
I could feel Daru's huge hand rubbing my back. Strangely, it made me feel a little better.
ありがとう。もう大丈夫だ。
See, this is why I get frustrated whenever Daru is a creep, because when he's not being a creep, like, I genuinely think that he's a good dude. Like, he's an alright character, he's just such a creep so often.
無理すんなよ。
Hello, Life, welcome to the stream.
あ、
I started to walk toward the lab again, and Daru followed me, worried.
なあ、オカリン。
うん。
Hello, Muhao, welcome to the stream. We're getting a lot of viewers today. Holy shit. 100th Assassin, maybe you weren't wrong about my fame. I'm kidding, of course. Indeed, if Daru was like this all the time, it would be cool. Yeah.
やっぱさ、これもタイムマシン関係のことだよな。
I mean, at least him being a creep gives us another candidate to yell at now that Okabe is, being normal.
ああ。
これもシュタインズゲートの選択とかいうやつ？
Oh, that's a bad thing to ask, I think. The choice of Steins
今
Gate.
思えば痛々しい響きだな。
オカリン。
Was it going to keep following me Was it going to keep following me forever, no matter how much I tried to look away or run? I just wanted to live in peace. Was even that too much to ask now?
オカリン、肩貸してやるよ。
え？
まだふらついてるじゃん。ほれ。
大丈夫だよ。
いいから遠慮すんなって。
ダル。
ん？
お前キモいぞ。
This is one of the few times he's not being creepy, though!
最近のまともになったオカリンの方がキモいっつーの。
Okay, good point, good point.
ありがとな。
気にすんな。
Aw. That was a nice scene. I'm glad we got to see it. Oh, we're seeing from Luca's perspective now. Oh. Luca Urushibara was sad. He'd been sad for a long, long time. It had been a long time since he'd met Rintaro Okabe, become friends, and began to visit the future gadget lab. Itaru Hashida, his classmates Mayuri Shina, and the other lab members all treated him as a friend. That by itself made him happy. He was just an ordinary shy boy, and they accepted him anyway. He was very grateful for that. But still, he'd always felt like he was being left out. He knew they were hiding something from him. That made him sad. But what made him sadder was that he couldn't bring himself to ask them about it.
寝ないの？あまねさんこそまだ起きてたんですね。いろいろ考えることがあってね。そうですか。
Even Luca could tell that a lot meant that she was thinking about what happened today. The New Year's party. The mysterious men who'd burst into the lab. They were holding guns. Not plastic model guns, real guns. From Luca's perspective, it was a mystery how they'd even gotten them into Japan. But they were real anyway. They'd had real guns in their hands and they'd pointed them at him and the others. It hadn't seemed real then, but now the very thought made him shiver. If any of them had squeezed their index fingers just a little, he, Luca, wouldn't be here right now. Kagari Shina moaned softly in her sleep. She must have been really tired after everything that had happened today. Yeah, I think, I think the sheer adrenaline from almost getting kidnapped by a bunch of masked gunmen would probably knock you on your ass once it wore off. She had gone to sleep almost immediately after she'd laid down. and her short breaths had soon changed into moans.
めっちゃ嫌だよ。
Oh. Was she dreaming of her mother?
ママ。まゆり。ママ。
Well, even that didn't surprise Luca much. She'd started calling out that name in her sleep several days ago. Damn, and you just... Did you not question this? Kagari Shina. Mayuri Shina. At first, he just thought it was a coincidence that they had the same last name. But... He almost spoke, then stopped. There was so much he wanted to ask, but couldn't. Okay, so you have been questioning it, you just haven't been able to bring it up. Understandable, to be honest. The situation is pretty insane when, you know, you look at it from an outsider's perspective. He wanted courage. Just a little. The courage to ask them to tell him. He reached under his pillow and felt something hard. It was a cheap toy sword, the kind you could buy at any store. But still, it was his treasure. He held the hilt tight.
聞いてもいいですか？何？
Suzuha sat up and looked straight at him. He was only barely able to stop himself from looking away. If he did, he wouldn't be able to ask anything. He touched the toy sword once more, and slowly opened his mouth to speak.
あまねさんはどうして岡部さんのことオカリンおじさんって呼ぶんですか？
Oh god. I can hear thunder outside. So I forgot to also mention before the stream. Literally 5 minutes before the stream went live, I got a tornado warning on my phone. So, there's that. I'll be fine no matter what, like... we've, honestly, like, we get a lot of tornado warnings now. I think we've gotten one, like, pretty much every week or two since, June. But, I mean, very little's come from it most of the time. Like, most of the time, even if there is a tornado in the area, it passes my town right by. Sorry, that might be ours. Damn it, why did you send the bad weather up here? We don't want it either! But, yeah, so, every time that this happens, though, I get a little worried. I'm like, oh god, is the power gonna go out in the middle of the stream? But, I mean, I'm fortunate enough that, like, where I live seems to be damn near immune to power outages. A couple weeks ago, we had 11 touchdowns. 2 next to our airports, and both were near misses. Damn! Yeah, we haven't gotten anything that bad. Like, we've had a couple near misses, at my town, like, just in general, where it's like, instead the tornado touched down and, like, messed up some farmland, which still sucks, but I mean, at least it wasn't destroying people's homes. But... like, yeah, that's fucking wild. I'm assuming it's just because this summer has been, like, so warm that it's leading to this messed up weather. But, yeah, going back to what I was saying about the power outages, though, I'm fortunate that, like, it seems that the part of my town that I live in is damn near immune to them. I remember one time, I think it was last year, there was, this massive windstorm in the spring, and, I remember checking my phone to see, because at the time I was out of town, but I wanted to see if, like, my apartment didn't have electricity during all of this. I pulled up the app that, like, shows you, or, like, I pulled it up on, you know, fucking Google or whatever, and the map showed that everywhere in my town was out of power, except for one little square where my apartment was. It's like, I don't know what it is. I just... live in a blessed building, I guess? Or a blessed, like, couple of blocks anyways, because it wasn't just my building that wasn't affected by the power outage. It was like 3-4 blocks, like, surrounding it. But yeah, so we should be fine. You might hear thunder. If you do, it's because there's gonna be a really bad thunderstorm and potentially a tornado. So there we go. It's honestly only getting louder, to be honest. So let's just play as much Steins Gate as we can before shit potentially goes tits up.
どうしてまゆりちゃんのことまゆ姉さんって呼ぶんですか？どうしてフェイリスさんのことルミ姉さんって呼ぶんですか？僕のことルカ兄さんって呼ぶんですか？まゆりママってまゆりちゃんのことですよね。どうしてかがりさんがまゆりママなんて言うんですか？私の言えた義理じゃないってことは分かってる。でも知らない方がいいと思う。そうやって僕はまた蚊帳の外なんですか？僕だって知りたいです。僕だって皆さんと同じ悩みを共有したいんです。ルカ兄さん。
I mean, I guess it's very understandable that Luca would feel left out of all of this. Especially because we know that he cares for Okabe, like, a lot.
教えてもらえませんか?
She looked him straight in the eye for a moment, silently. Luca simply waited.
オカリンおじさんがさ、ルカ兄さんに事情を言わない理由、私なんとなくわかる気がするんだ。
Oh?
理由ですか？ルカ兄さんには純粋にこの世界の人でいてほしいんだよ。ルカ兄さんだけは今という時間の存在でいてほしいんだ。それがオカリンおじさんの救いなんだ。僕が救い。
Luca does just want to do his best. He's a sweet guy.
あ、そんな。
Now that she told him that, he couldn't ask any more questions. Did Rintaro Okabe really think that? He didn't even know. In the end, he would never know anything, and that only made him sadder. Damn. The next day, after the attack, I'd arrived just a little before I was supposed to, but the person I was meeting was already there. That's interesting. It didn't show us switching back to Okabe's perspective like it usually does. Huh. Maybe it's because it was such a brief scene.
ありがとう。
近くの席にはしばらく誰も座らせないようにするから、思う存分話すといいにゃ。
助かる。
Ah. I see. I was about to say, like, I wonder who he's meeting with, and then my very first thought was, oh, it's probably Moeka. And, speak of the devil. I sipped some fresh coffee as I observed the person in front of me. Moeka Kiryu. She was as expressionless as ever, and there was no way to tell what she was thinking.
話って。
腕の調子はどうだ？
腕？
ああ。もう大丈夫なのか？
The girl in the motorcycle suit yesterday. She'd blocked Suzuha's kick with her arm. Suzuha had told me later that her kick had landed pretty hard, and whoever it hit had probably gotten hurt. If that was Moeka.
何を言ってるかわからない。
そうか。
But I still don't know if Moeka was innocent.
腕を見せてもらってもいいか？
腕？
ああ。 左の腕の袖をまくってもらいたい。
どうして？
ダメか？
Preemptive creeping? I don't think there's any creeping happening at the moment. I think it's just, trying to figure out if she's even involved in all of this, in this timeline. Moika sighed, as if she were annoyed. She didn't seem upset or worried at all. Big trouble? Yeah, what's going on? Remember what happened yesterday, right? So I was just talking with Nai on Rhine, and she told me about her dreams for the future. Nai's dreams, huh? What were they? First one, she wants to get good at badminton. Okay, reasonable. You said first. Does that mean there's a second? Second, she wants to get good at fighting games. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Third, she wants to decorate the Bronze Tube workshop so it looks pretty. Better than getting bad at Goodmanton. She wants to decorate the Bronze Tube workshop so it looks pretty. Fourth, she wants a telescope. Is that a dream? She says lately she's liked looking at the stars. She must have gotten it from you. Jealous? She seems like she's interested in space. Nai's so strong. She's a very strong girl. You're right. Oh, Mayushi is okay too. Okay, good to know. Good to know. And that made me worried. Why was she so calm? Moika rolled up her sleeve like I asked her to. Her skin was a deathly pale white. There was nothing else. There were no bruises, and no traces of her trying to hide something with foundation. Of course, there were also no bandages.
ありがとう。しまってくれ。
Moika tilted her head just a little and rolled her sleeve back down. The girl in the motorcycle suit wasn't Moika. I'm still, my theory is still that it's Kaede. Because she left, like, right before. She was the one who had the idea to leave right before the gunman attacked. She was wearing long sleeves. It was her evil twin, Noika. Nah, that's a better theory. I'm gonna go with that. This wasn't a big surprise. I'd already assumed that she wasn't. Come to think of it, Moika knew that Kagari Shina was with us a long time ago. There was no need to attack when so many people were around. Moika had nothing to do with this. Knowing that for sure was progress. But that left me with a new problem. Who was the woman in the motorcycle suit then? In order to allay Moika's suspicions, I asked her for a report on her research and told her to keep it up. Then I said goodbye and headed to my next destination. This was my next destination. It took real dedication to open a store like this on the 2nd of January. I took a deep breath, steeled myself, and went inside.
失礼します。
It's especially impressive that he's like, he's got the store open and running, like, the day after he fought off, like, 4 armed gunmen. Tenyoji, a fucking beast. What? Huh? Something froze. Wait, why is this happening? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, something went wrong. And there goes VTube Studio. And there goes Steins Gate 2, and there goes everything! Okay. I'm trying to fix things. Just give me... Okay, good. You guys can hear me. That's cool. Nothing is loading. Nothing is coming back. Which is a problem for multiple reasons. And its biggest one is that All of VTube Studio not VTube Studio, fucking Streamlabs OBS, outside of like the preview window, is completely black. I can't change scenes. I can't bring up new assets. I don't know what the hell is happening. This has never happened before. Like, usually, whenever something like this does happen, that was the wrong hotkey. Whenever something does happen like this, usually it comes back very quickly. It's just not. I don't really know what to do about this, guys, I'll be honest. I'm doing what I can to get things back. I think that the only way I'm gonna be able to keep going is if I close Streamlabs, which means that I'll have to probably end the stream. Apparently, there's also some buffering issues, which isn't great. Not a fan of that. A memory leak, maybe? Maybe, but I don't know what could be causing that. I haven't done anything differently. I don't think I've even downloaded anything recently. I haven't gone to any websites that I haven't been on before. I haven't played any games that I haven't before. I'll, reset desktop. How do I do this? Also, oh god, I can't bring this off the screen. I can't bring this off the screen. I should have waited. Could have been a power spike. You're right, that is actually pretty plausible. Okay, I'm not seeing what you mean by reset desktop, because it seems that that's, like, all it's bringing me is, like, resetting my PC. Straight up reset your PC. Okay, fair enough. Well, I will be posting on Twitter and on the Valkyrie Discord. I've also been sending to like Vernon's Discord recently. So, oh wait, no! It's back! It's back! Okay, Streamlabs just came back. Thank God I stalled for that long. Okay, we're gonna be right back. I'm gonna get things set up. Just one moment. Oh, actually, while I'm doing this, tell me if... Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Why? Why did this happen? Okay, Fuck, I can't remember. Shit! Tell me if the audio is fucked up on your end. I think that's what I was about to say before there was a clap of thunder and I got worried that the same shit was gonna happen again. This is a mess. Okay. But yeah, let me know if the audio is messed up on you guys' end, because I cannot see it. Also, let me know if the stream is buffering a whole bunch, because apparently on YouTube it says my stream status is poor, and I mean, I'd like to know if it really is that bad, or if it's actually alright and YouTube's lying to me. Anyways, I will actually be right back. Okay. Okay, we should be back. Unless we're not. Okay, oh. Alright, I don't know what these are. Oh! Huh? It turned back on the Fujitech links for Alistair and Vernon. Like, it turned back on their reactive images for some reason. That's weird and dumb. Normal sounds, normal sight, 2 mountains. Yeah, okay. We got the mountains figured out, though. The downside is that we didn't save yet this stream, so we gotta speed click through everything. Ah, well. Also, you want to know what's messed up? I took a second to take a look outside and see how bad the storm was. It's barely even raining anymore! The storm is pretty much over. It lasted just long enough to screw me over, and that's it. Good God. Alright then. So, guys, is the stream buffering a whole lot? Because I want to know if it is. I mean, I'm not sure what I'd be able to do about it, but... Actually, were there any, like, autosaves? Oh, right. No, that's from a bit ago. Clean stream. Okay, awesome. Then YouTube is just lying to me. Cool. Love it when it does that.
No.
Okay. Time to speed click!
現実の大丈夫今は無理すなあおかやっぱさこれも
So while we're skipping through a whole bunch of stuff we've already seen before, I do want to mention, so at the end of last stream I was like, oh man, I didn't even mention how I went to like a drag show last week, and I would talk about it this stream. I literally realized like an hour after the stream ended that it's like, there's no story here. The story is, I went to a drag show. It was a lot of fun. I came home. I went to bed. So, sorry for hyping up something that didn't actually matter all that much. But everything is going to be die job. Alright, as soon as we get back to where we were as well, I'm going to save. So this way, just in case the storm comes back, that we don't lose all of this fucking progress again. Is a drag show that thing where people dress as race cars? Oh yeah, totally. Absolutely. Honestly, I feel like this is like almost completely unrelated. I've connected 2 dots that should not be connected at all. But why isn't there like a robot equivalent of furries? Like, and I don't mean like, you know, robot furries. I mean, I think those already exist. What I mean is, like, why aren't there people who dress up as, like, robots? Why aren't there conventions for this stuff? Why isn't this, like, a popular thing? You'd think it would be, because people love robots. At least in fiction. There are? There are? What? What is it called? I mean, outside of Transformers cosplay. Because it would basically be Transformers cosplay now that I think about it. It's called a Daft Punk concert, okay. I thought you were about to tell me about some subculture that I just never heard of before. What is... Sorry. Okay, that's just a piece of foam. My cat was chewing on something, and I wanted to make sure that it wasn't something bad, and it was. Actually, don't fucking chew that, just... Don't know why that didn't register to me at first. I think I'm still just, like, torn between, like, the technical issues and the potential for, you know, a furry-adjacent subculture that's just about robots. Alright. Let's do this again the same way that we did last time. Here we go. Oh, right, I said I was gonna save. All over the place. I've been trying to be a little less all over the place, but it does not. It doesn't help whenever there's tornado warnings, and then Streamlabs OBS goes dark for 5 minutes. Okay. So then we go to the Brawn Tube Workshop. Here we go. This is where we left off. All right, we're good. Actually, I'm gonna go over my previous save. Here we go.
Yatto kiyagatta ka.
Now save again? You know what? Sure. Just to be safe, you know, we gotta do the secret technique of the triple save. He sounded like he was waiting for me. Okay. For a second, I thought I had passed over a line of narration. We're good.
それもあります。
Tenyoji had been really pushy about last night, so I told him I'd explain today.
で、昨日のは一体何だったんだ？
その前に一つ確認したいんですが、昨日のあれはあなたの差し金じゃないですよね。
Tenyoji always looked angry, but now he looked even more pissed off.
俺の？それは一体どういう意味だ？なんで俺があんな連中をおめんとこにやんなきゃならない。
Typo in the VN. Typo in the VN.
わかりませんか？
わかるわけねえだろ、んなもん。
それは。
I checked to see that Nai was nearby before I
あな
spoke.
たがラウンダーだからですよ。ミスター・フェルディナント・ブラウン。いや、FB と呼んだ方がいいですか？
Is that even true in this timeline, though, is the question. Like, you could just be spouting nonsense at this man. Or maybe you aren't, okay. His expression quickly turned blank.
てめえ。
お父さん
Nai must have sensed the change in her dad's mood because she turned towards
ど
him.
うしたの？
どうしたって何がだ？
急に怖い顔したから。
そうか？お父さんはいつも通りだぞ。ほら。ほら、分かったらいい子だから外で。ああ、いやいや、そこでテレビでも見てな。な。
Nai still seemed concerned, but did as she was told and sat in the chair in front of the CRT TV. The TV was playing a New Year's comedy
や
program.
はり娘には知られたくはないんですね。
Oh yeah, CERN definitely still exists in this timeline, it's just that they're not the ones behind the kidnapping attempt. Tenyoji said nothing, but motioned for me to sit in a chair away from her. Instead of his usual yelling, he was ice cold. I started sweating despite the winter chill. But now that I brought it up, it was too late to do anything about it. Yeah, you opened this can of worms, now lie in it. I sat down in the small seat, legs tense. I was ready to run at any moment.
おめえ、何を言ってやがる？
ごまかしても無駄です。
ごまかすも何も、俺にはおめえが何を言ってるのかさっぱりわからねえな。なんだ、
Oh?
その FB とかなんとかってのは。
I was right, okay.
SNS か？
SNS. Alright, first, we got another entry and I didn't even notice. So technically this is our second encyclopedia entry of the stream. Social networking service. These are community-oriented websites of various forms, such as registration-based or invitation-only. These sites include functions that make it easier to communicate with others on the internet. So like Facebook. So like Twitter. Ferdinand Brown. Karl Ferdinand Braun. 1850 to 1918. German. Winner of the 1909 Nobel Prize in Physics. Inventor of the Braun tube.
俺は知ってるんです。あなたがセルンのラウンダーだってことを。
His eyes felt like they were boring a hole in me. They were completely different from the eyes of the ordinary Tenyoji I knew. They were the eyes of a killer. Cold killer, who wasn't even trying to hide his murderous intent.
一応聞いてやるが、おめえのその情報はどこからのもんだ？
話す必要はありません。
Don't let him intimidate you. You're in control
いい
here.
から聞かせろや。それくらいの覚悟を決めてここに来たんだろうが。
話してもどうせあなたは信じない。
そう言わずに茶飲み話としゃれ込もうや。どうせこんな日に客なんか来ねえしな。
This man worked for CERN. He was a rounder. Those rounders did to me in the other world line. Oh god, what? Another tornado warning! Alright. Well, we're just gonna have to save often, I guess. Just to be safe. Oh, no, that's not the button. There we go. I would never forget that. Tenyoji probably didn't work for CERN willingly. He probably had his reasons. At least that's how it had felt in the Alpha world line. Yeah, it felt like he had only taken the job to be able to provide for his kid, right? Also, be safe. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Like I said, like, the tornadoes do, like, even if they do get close to the town that I live in, they typically, like, pass right by the outskirts. So, today won't be any different. And to be honest, I'm looking through, like, a crack in my curtains right now. There is some sun poking through the clouds. Like, I don't know why I'm getting a tornado warning now. I will say, though, like, when it comes to the automated alerts, for some reason, I tend to get a lot of them. I don't know why. It's every time that there is, like, you know, a tornado warning or an amber alert that's put out, I always get it, like, 2 or 3 times. And it sucks because with the amber alerts, they play, like, the really loud, like, emergency alert sound. Ugh. Could be the rare sun tornado. The alerts can also be hours old. Ah, fair enough. I didn't check the time on it because I wanted to clear it before it made too much noise. Anyway, Steins Gate. Of course, the Beta World line might be different. In this world, he'd never met Suzu Hashida. How much of an effect that had on his life, I didn't know. Tenyoji was staring at me, not moving a muscle. Depending on what I said, he was ready to kill me without a word. That's what his body language seemed to convey. Fine, I'll tell you then. Let's see if you believe it. Well, that's the answer, I guess.
最初にそう言いましたよ。それに、あなたが信じようが信じまいが関係ない。俺はあなたの正体を知っている。重要なのはそこだけです。
確かにその通りだ。
He admitted it!
おめえの話はほぼ完璧だ。俺しか知らねえようなことまで知ってやがる。正直、薄気味悪いくらいだ。
By making Tenyoji admit who he really was, I could assume that I'd won the first round of this conversation. This is when things got hard.
セルンの機密保持は絶対だということは知っています。それに任務に失敗した者だけでなく達成した者まで処分されるということも。
Nightbot! Well, that's our first Nightbot kill of the stream, I guess. I've even, like, I don't know how to stop it from doing that. I legitimately don't. I have messed with so many different settings, and none of them have stopped it from doing that. I can't figure it out. I'm so sorry, souls. CERN had always ensured that their rounders died. And then they'd killed Mayuri too.
そこまで知ってんのかよ。だったら。
He slowly stood up.
しかし、これは任務とは関係ない。
I barely managed to squeak out the
秘
words.
密だってそうです。漏洩したわけじゃない。俺は最初から知っていたに過ぎない。だから処罰の対象にはならない。違いますか？
詭弁だな。
Oh shit. Tenyoji's face was right in front of me. His green eyes were boring into me and I couldn't even move.
だが間違っちゃいねえ。別に俺はセルンから IB への5100とやろうを探せとも言われてねえし、おめえらを連れてこいとも言われてねえ。言われてねえことはする必要がねえってことだ。俺がラウンダーだったこともおめえが黙ったりゃ済む。何も困ったことはねえな。
Fair enough. Fair enough. Tenyoji was looking past me towards Nai, who was still watching TV. His eyes had changed from those of a beast to those of a parent.
で、おめえの目的は何だ？俺に全て話したってことは何か目的があんだろ。
実はあなたに頼みたいことがある。
Tenyoji silently waited for me to continue.
椎名かがりを、昨夜狙われた女性を守ってやってほしい。
あの嬢ちゃんは誰になぜ狙われてる？
わかりません。
それじゃあそんな話は受けられねえな。
娘を巻き込みたくないからですか？
分かってんじゃねえか。だったら最初からそんな話すんじゃねえよ。
すでに一度巻き込まれているじゃないですか。昨日のようなことが今後ないとでも。
苗を人質にしてるつもりか？殺すぞてめえ。
Yeah, this is a risky play. Stay calm. Lose it here and it's all over.
協力し合おうと言っているんですよ。
協力ね。こっちにデメリットしかねえじゃねえか。
そんなことないよ。
Oh, Suzuha. Hello. Suzuha came into the store along with...
すみません。
Damn. Oh, Souls, are you going to go have dinner? Hope you have a good meal.
かがり。鈴葉、話を聞いてたのか？
Suzuha nodded.
例えば、私とかがりをバイトとしてここに置いてもらえれば、目を離さなくてもよくなる。
Sounds good, Souls. True, it was close to the lab and probably safer. He could protect them while protecting Nai.
おめえらがこのビルから出てく方が手っ取り早いな。そしたら俺やナイが巻き込まれることもなくなる。
あなたたち親子は昨日襲ってきた連中の顔を見ている。それが何を意味するかわからないわけじゃないはず。
There was a chance they might try to kill everyone who saw their faces.
私は戦闘の経験がある。銃も扱える。あなたも昨日見てたはず。だからそれなりに役には立てる。
Tenyoji rubbed his temples in thought for a moment, but
お父さん。
Nai, who'd been watching TV the whole time, suddenly interrupted.
私よくわかんないけど、昨日みたいなことは怖いからもう嫌だな。
ない。
お父さんが守ってくれてすごく嬉しかったけど、お父さんが私を守るために無茶して怪我するかもって想像したらもっと怖くなった。
I mean, this is also a really fucked up situation for a kid to be in. Like, Nai's, what, like 11? 12 at this point? If she's even, like, really aged that much, it's only been 6 months since the first game, and I'm pretty sure in the first game she was like 10, right?
鈴葉お姉ちゃんはすごく強いし、昨日も私のことかばってくれてたよ。
Did Nai understand what we were saying?
私はお姉ちゃんたちと一緒がいいな。
Tenyoji scratched his head and then spoke brusquely.
言っとくが、バイト代は2人で1人分だからな。
渋いね。
文句があるならいいんだぜ。
いえ、ありがとうございます、店長さん。お父さん。
Nai gave her dad a hug. This was a good sign. If Tenyoji was on our side, I could probably keep Kagari safe.
ありがとうございます。
別におめえのためじゃねえ。苗のためだ。
Fair. Nai was already happily chattering away at Kagari and Suzuha. As Tenyoji watched, his eyes were those of a father again.
ま、こっちはそういうことにしてやっからよ。岡部、おめえは連中が何者なのか突き止めろ。じゃない
Hell
と
yeah.
対策も打ちようがねえぞ。わかったな。
わかりました。
It was one thing to say it, but honestly, I had no clues at all. I turned to go up the stairs to the lab when Tenyoji seemed to remember something.
そうだ。そういやあの連中、妙な番号を口走ってやがったな。
Oh? Let's see if it means anything.
確か、そう。K6205 とかなんとか。
Huh. I don't think that's come up before. Though, like I said before, it has been, like, well over a year since I played the first game, so... K6205. Was it some kind of code?
しかも、5を5って発音してやがった。
Five.
どこかの訛りってことですか？
そうじゃねえ。フォネティックコードっつってな、軍隊用語だ。
Oh. Phonetic code, a method of pronouncing letters used to avoid being misunderstood on wireless channels. Oh, okay. Interesting.
軍隊？
それも西側のな。
あ、やっと来たにゃん、おかり。
And straight into cat girls, okay. I won't be complaining. I came straight up to the lab where most of the people who were here yesterday had gathered. Maho was busy with a problem Amadeus was having, and she was the only one who couldn't come.
みんな大丈夫か？あんなことがあったばかりなのに集まって。
そのあんなことが起きた理由を聞きに来たんですよ。それに場所を移すよりも 同じ場所の方が安全だって橋田さんが。
昨日の今日で警戒してるところに来るバカはいないっしょ。それもこんな真っ昼間から。
That is true. Like, even if this is a bit of a secluded road, it's fair as she says the meow words, it makes the brain chemical good. It's true, it is kind of a relief to see her, like, after all of the seriousness. But yeah, Daughter makes a good point, like, they probably wouldn't be attacking during the day whenever there are probably, like, a lot of people around.
バラバラでいるよりみんなでいる方が安心です。
Maybe they were right. Whoever they were, it was hard to imagine them starting something in Akihabara, Japan in the middle of the day.
とにかく皆さん無事でよかったです。ゆきさん、ありがとう。わざわざ来てくれて。私も昨日の夜話を聞いて心配だったから。
Wait, that's right, Yuki wasn't there either! Like, she wasn't at the party entirely. And she also has long sleeves on. Although, I mean... I'm not sure. That would make it between her and Kaede, though. Like... Fubuki could potentially also be a suspect, but... That's a little less likely because she kind of, like... just went along with Kaede's plan. So, unless she told Kaede, like, oh, hey, at some point, like, if they need to go out and get something, like, offer for us to go beforehand, which obviously would raise some questions, I would assume? Because that is a really weird thing to ask of someone. So, like, I don't think it's Fubuki. It's between Yuki and Kaede in my brain. Yuki wasn't here during the attack, but she'd come to see how we were doing.
でも信じられないです。この日本でそんな恐ろしいことがあるなんて。
日本じゃなくてもあんな経験はなかなかできないよ。
That was true. Nobody who lived a normal life would ever see it. That's what normal meant.
岡部さんが来て早々で悪いんですが、私この後バイトがあって。
ああ、気にしないでくれ。
皆さんの顔が見れて安心しました。でもまだ油断は禁物なので気をつけてください。
Huh?
危ない。
Yuki almost slipped as she walked past me. I grabbed her arm to hold her up.
あ、悪い。
あ、いえ、ちょうどここ昨日駅で転んで怪我しちゃって。
She rubbed the arm I'd grabbed, embarrassed.
その時も何もないところで転んじゃったんですよ。ほんとドジで嫌になっちゃいます。気をつけてね、ゆきさん。ありがとう。それじゃあ皆さんもお気をつけて。
The door closed and I could hear her footsteps trail off into the distance. 2 days of work in a row right after New Year's, huh? Pretty suspicious!
いや。
The way she hurt her arm. It was the left arm. The same place the woman in the motorcycle suit had gotten hit. But there was no way.
それじゃあ早速ですけど、オカリンさん。昨日のあの出来事について説明してもらっていいですか？
Fubuki was a little more cheerful, a little more chipper than Mayuri and Luca. She and Kaede had gone shopping, so they'd missed the attack. That was probably why. They were lucky not to have encountered any of the escaping attackers.
そうだな。じゃあまず
Dado and I had spent hours discussing how much to tell them. After all of that, I couldn't just play it off like nothing had happened. What's really suspicious is that the... sorry. Ugh. I was eating some chips right before the stream, and crumb just went directly into my lungs. That's fun. What's really suspicious is that the armed gunman didn't kiss the homies goodbye before escaping. Yeah, that's pretty sus. The only ones here who knew about the time machine were Daru, Ferris, and Mayuri. Was it okay to tell Luca, Fubuki, and Kaide? And then Maho. If she knew that Kurisu had completed a time machine theory, she'd definitely be interested. In the end, the conclusion that I'd come up with was...
ということなんだ。
つまりかがりさんは記憶を失っている間に何らかの犯罪に巻き込まれたかもしれないってこと？
おそらくな。
Yeah, that's a good cover story at least.
だったらどうして警察に言わないんですか？
それは彼女がひどく怯えるんだ。警察のことをね。もしかしたら警察もその犯罪に関係しているのかもしれない。
なんかすっきりしないな。
Of course it doesn't. I was basically telling them that I didn't know anything. But even if I was hiding a lot of the truth, the fact remained that it was mostly correct.
昨日の一件でわかるのは、襲ってきた人たちの狙いはかがりさんだけで、僕たちに手を出すことはないだろうということですよね。どうしてそう思うの？あの状況なら、僕らのうち誰かを人質に取ることだってできたはずなんです。
That's true.
それをしようとしなかったということは、あの人たちはあまりことを大きくしたくなかったんだと思います。
それについては俺と誰も同じ結論になった。だから、
yeah, that's fair.
俺たちさえおとなしくしていればきっと安全なはずだ。
That was a lie. Just like Suzuha had said earlier, there was a good chance they might come after us just because we'd seen their faces. But it wasn't smart to say that and worry everyone.
だから中瀬さんや来島さんはしばらくここに来ない方がいい。でも
かがりさんはどうするんですか？
それはもう手は打ってやる。ボディーガードをつけた。
ボディーガードですか？
昨日あの連中を撃退した心強い二人をな。
すずさんと店長さんだね。ああ、あのムキムキおじさん。でもそれだとまたいつ襲われるかもしれないって怯え続けることに。
That was right. Just playing defense wouldn't solve anything.
こっちはこっちで探偵あたりを雇ってかがりが誰に狙われているのか調べるつもりだ。ある程度情報が出揃ったら場合によっては警察に話す。
Of course, more than half of that was lies again. If I went to the police or a detective, they wouldn't believe me about Kagari being a time traveler. But what was important now was calming everyone down. From there, I'd have to solve things myself. To be honest, I was sick of living in the middle of a conspiracy theory. It was the only way I could get my everyday life back.
だにゃってオカリン聞いてるにゃ？
ね、ああ、すまない。何の話だ？
昨日の件、黒木にも伝えておいたにゃ。秋葉界隈で何かおかしな動きがあったらすぐに連絡が来るってはずにゃ。
Hell yeah, that's a good asset for us to have.
そうか。
Oh, I should save again just in case. There we go.
あと、自警団の見回りも強化してもらうにゃ。 これでしばらくは変な動きはできないはずにゃ。
ありがとう、フェイリス。助かるよ。
お安いご用にゃ。僕にも何か手伝えることありませんか？かがりさんが大変なのに、僕何もできなくて、岡部さんの力にもなれないなんて、そんなの。マユシーもかがりさんのために何かしたいな。でも、私たちにできることなんてあるのかな。それは。
Everyone fell silent. Even after all that had happened to them, they still wanted to help. But I couldn't let them be in danger. And then I remembered what Tenyoji had said.
K6205。
なんぞそれ。
昨日の連中が口にしていたらしいんだが、俺にも何のことだかわからないんだ。
ちょい待ち、今ググってみる。
I mean, I'm pretty sure we know what this is, but... Net slang to search on the internet. Daru opened a browser and quickly typed it in.
商品の番号とかしか出てこんね。
Tenyoji said they might be military. So it might be a military code. Which meant there was nothing we could do. I was hoping there might be some clue, but... Huh?
来島さん、今なんて？
いえ、K ってことはケヘル番号かなって思ったんですけど、関係ないですよね。
I don't even know what the hell that is.
ケヘル番号って何？
I kind of figured they would be explaining it.
モーツァルトの曲につけられた番号のことよ。
Huh.
モーツァルトが亡くなった後にケッヘルっていう人が時系列に合わせてつけた番号なんだけど、でもさすがのモーツァルトでも6000番台までは存在しないはずですし、そもそも事件とは。
Mozart. Amadeus. That's a link I wasn't expecting to be there. Although I guess it makes sense. Amadeus is like the only other, like, really suspicious thing that's going on right now.
ごめんなさい、変なこと言っちゃって。
ダル、そのケッヘル番号っていうのはいくつまである？
最後が626番のレクイエムって書いてある。
モーツァルトが死ぬ間際に書いていた曲ですね。楓さん詳しいね。
Or lack thereof access. That's right, I forgot about that detail! A Mozart sounds so hilarious. It's like calling Wolfgang a Pokemon. But yeah, I forgot that Amadeus wasn't up during the attack. Like, and Maho even mentioned it like just a few seconds before the guys came in. So that's interesting.
ほら、私ピアノやってるから。
それじゃあ K620 番はなんていう曲だ
？620、620。お、あったあった。マテキって曲みたい。
Okay, The Magic Flute. An opera written by Mozart in 1791. Its Kochel number is 620. Mozart was commissioned to write this opera for public consumption by the manager of a Viennese opera house, but it's said that both he and the manager were members of the Freemasons, and the lyrics contain many allusions to Freemason symbols and teachings. The Queen of the Night aria is its most well-known song. It has also been turned into a movie. Interesting. I'd heard the name before, at least.
ちょっと見せてくれ。
I looked over Daru's shoulder at the screen. He clicked on the heading for the magic flute on Mozart's wiki page. The magic flute. K620. Written in 1791. This is what we just read. Mozart's last completed opera. I just noticed that the symbol is a cube instead of a sphere. That's fun. I feel like that was probably, like, there in the first game, too. And I probably commented on it the same way, but, like, I forgot about that. That's a nice detail. It was famous for including numerous examples of Freemason doctrine in symbols. Freemasons, a secret society founded sometime between the latter 16th century to the start of the 17th. It was said to be a union of stonemasons who built cathedrals, monasteries, palaces, and castles. Branches still exist all over the world, and the organization has over 6 million members. In conspiracy theories and fiction, it is often depicted as a terrifying secret organization that rules the world. Oh yeah, like, so the nearest city to where I grew up actually had, like, a Freemason temple in it. And, like, I didn't even know about, like, the, like, hidden conspiracy theory stuff until I was, like, a teenager. I was just like, oh, that's just another religion. Interesting. I never really thought of it as all that weird. I was like, it's just, like, another church for, you know, a different group. Welcome back, souls. We're learning. We're learning a lot of things. First off, Yuki is probably the woman that was in the motorcycle suit the night before. She has a bruise in the exact same spot as the motorcycle woman was hurt. And she wasn't at the party last night, and also she had to leave due to work. Even though it's like only a couple days after New Year's. And Okabe even notes that this is pretty odd. So, yeah, it's looking pretty likely, huh? Anyway, so then, we're kind of trying to crack the code that Tenyoji told us that the attackers were telling each other.
K6205 ってことは5曲目?
Right. The fifth song was a quintet called Papageno, the bird catcher, has a paddock placed over his lips, and this is his song begging someone to open the lock. Mozart. Amadeus. Freemasonry. Padlock on his lips.
なんかわかりそう?
いや、そういう
What
わけ
if
じゃ
that
ないんだ
bruise is a
が。
red herring? It could be. It could be. And it could be exactly as she says. It's just... I was already saying that it could be between her and Kaede. She has more evidence at this point than Kaede does. And it wouldn't be someone that we haven't met before. Pretty much everyone else has some kind of alibi for it. It would be very interesting, though, if they were like, no, it was actually Kaede. Why did this all feel so creepy? Didn't I just talk to somebody about Mozart? Amadeus. There we are.
パスワードは見ないで。
Maho. Maho had used Salieri, Mozart's rival, as her password to access Amadeus. On its own, that didn't mean anything, but come to think of it, Maho said she lost access. There it is! I'm glad that they're commenting on this, so this way the people like me who forget a lot of details will remember that this happened. Maho said she lost access to Amadeus just before the attack last night, didn't she? Did she ever find out what caused it? I'd have to call her or contact her via Rhine. Well, first I'm gonna save the game. Because this is almost definitely a choice, but I'm gonna try calling her. I feel like that'll be, I mean, if you have something important to say to someone, you should call instead of text, right? It's just quicker that way. I pulled her number out of my contacts and called her. I made it through after a few calls.
何？また何かあったの？
いや、そうじゃない。聞きたいことがあるんだ。
手短にお願い。
Her irritation was plain from her voice, which meant that she hadn't solved whatever the problem with Amadeus
アマ
was.
デウスはどうなった？
ダメ。
Oh shit.
システムが落ちてるのか？
違うわ。アクセスできないのよ。
Which meant...
何者かがアマデウスのシステムを乗っ取ったのかも。
Shit. Take it over? Amadeus? But why?
ごめんなさい。もういいかしら。原因が解明できたらこっちから連絡するわ。
She hung up on me.
マホタンなんて？
アマデウスが何者かによって乗っ取られたらしいって。
I kind of figured we wouldn't be able to, like, check. Like, we wouldn't be able to call Kurisu and see if she's acting differently, but, like, just on the off chance, you know?
乗っ取りか。
モーツァルトつながりで何か関連があるかと思ったが。
It was worth a shot. That's what I figured. I couldn't say anything yet. Fragments of these strange incidents were scattered all around me. That's how it felt. If I could pick up all the pieces and connect them, would I find the answer? For example, Yuki Amane's injured left arm. What did that mean? Huh? That's Amadeus.
もしもし。
助けて。
クリス？
助けて。Okabe!
In that instant. Shit. We fucked up! We fucked up! I suddenly felt incredibly dizzy, and everything went black. Oh, shit. Wait, that's a different world line, isn't it? There was a 1 before, wasn't there? That was a big change, yeah. Oh no, someone microwaved a cell phone! Ah! Felt like I was floating up from the bottom of a black pit. My mind slowly began to clear.
ここは。
I slowly looked around the room. There was no way I could mistake it. This was the future gadget lab. We were doing so well without the time travel. I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure that we did have another, like, divergence moment a little bit before. That was, like, negative 0.5 divergence. Oh, God. And that means we're back in the timeline where Mayuri dies, aren't we? Oh, boy. Oh, okay, okay. The place I'd been just a moment ago. There was nothing unusual about it. Except for the fact that everyone was missing. They'd been there just a moment ago, but now they were all gone. I looked at the clock. It had been just about 3 p.m. when I'd finished my call with Maho. Only a few minutes had passed. Even if I'd passed out, it was impossible to imagine all of them leaving me here. Yeah, this does seem like we're in the, well, this does seem like we're back in... Was it the beta timeline that Mayuri died in, or the alpha one? I thought the alpha one was the one that we were trying to get back to, but it's the one where Kurisu died. Oh god, is Kurisu alive now? The only person here is a silent black and white man. Mime travel. God. That sounds like a show that you would see on, like, a TV in a cartoon. Alpha timeline is where Mayuri dies. Oh, fair enough. It does seem like we'd be back there. Which meant...
まさか
I took a slow walk around the room. There were other strange things. Daru's PC, for example. There was a thin layer of dust on the keyboard, as if no one had used it for a while. And then the corner of the room. Normally, that was where Mayuri put her bags. Paper bags where she always put the cosplay outfits she was working on. I'd seen them there just a moment ago, but now they were gone. Could this be...
また世界線が変わった
But why?
そういえば
Kurisu's words from before. Why would Kurisu say something like that? This is kind of a shot in the dark kind of theory, but my first thought was, what if Amadeus is doing the timeline shifting somehow? Like, what if there's, you know, more to it than we've been told? Like, maybe CERN is at least partially behind Amadeus, and Dr. Leskinen is working for them. It is a possibility. And then it could be that, like, the Kurisu Amadeus maybe found out about her own murder and is maybe trying to prevent it? Although that doesn't explain all of the weirdness from before with, like, with the gunman. Because, like, we've well established at this point that they are not affiliated with CERN. If they were, Tenyoji probably would have known. And probably wouldn't have allowed Nai to be put in danger because that's why he's around her. She always knew about her original's demise. It's true, but maybe she found out, like, more details about it somehow. Like, maybe she found out that, like, Kurisu was working on, like, time travel stuff and was murdered over it and wants to stop it for whatever reason. I mean, that would make sense as well if, like, Amadeus is a product of CERN in, like, even just a tangentially related way. Because if Amadeus Kurisu learned that her original self was working on a paper that could build a legitimate time machine, and she was murdered for that information, she would have good reason to want, you know, a timeline where Kurisu lives in order for CERN to build their time machine. And take over, as we've seen in, like, in the bad future that Suzuha came from. Did it had something to do with the world line shift? Like I said, this is all, Oh. Okay. Alright. That's definitely something. I took the phone out of my pocket and went to start the Amadeus app, then stopped.
消えてる
The Amadeus icon was gone from my phone.
どういうことだこれは
I mean, like we mentioned, that was a pretty dramatic world line shift. My mind raced to try and come up with an explanation. But of course, I came up with nothing.
落ち着けとにかく状況を確認するんだ
Brain starting again. I should keep serving. I'm gonna run out of save slots. I needed to calmly find out what this world was like. I was about to walk towards the door to find out when... Back of the room. I heard a sound from the back of the development room, which no one ever used anymore. Is Kurisu alive? Is she back there? Someone was there. Who? It's true, others got their hands on Amadeus. Although, we've got to remember that, like, that's kind of just our assumption at this point. Like, even I can't remember if Maho was, like, certain about it, but it did sound like she was just, like, trying to figure out what was going on. So it could be that, like, Amadeus shut itself down during the attack for some reason? I don't know. Like I said, this theory is, like, pretty flimsy, pretty weak. Like, This is all just, like, off the top of my head kind of shit. I don't expect a lot of this to be, like, what's actually going on. It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know. It's fun to talk about what you think might be happening in a story like this. Who? Daru? Mayuri? I slowly approached. Hi, Kurisu. I almost couldn't breathe. I never forgot. I'd never forgotten her. The girl standing there was Kurisu Makise. And I guess that's that chapter done. On one hand, this would be a great place to leave off on. On the other hand, it feels kind of mean, and also we've only been going for an hour and a half. Playing the game for less thanks to, you know, start a stream stuff and the flicker before. So, let's, I'll keep going through this scene, at least. Kurisu Makise was looking down at something. You are right! If I left it off at this cliffhanger, it would be perfect, because then you guys would have to come back. But nah. It feels mean to do a stream that's this short. Kurisu Makise was looking down at something. Kurisu couldn't be here. Because she was dead. Was I seeing things? Was my desire to see her making me hallucinate? But it seemed far too realistic to be a hallucination. Still, it felt that if I spoke a word, she'd disappear. I couldn't say a thing. What was she staring at without even moving a muscle? She was so still that I thought she must be a hallucination after all, but then... She finally exhaled a little, and slowly turned around.
Okabe!
She looks so different from the CGs here. Kurisu died the way she lived in a parallel universe. That could pretty much be like the tagline of this game, huh? My throat was dry and I couldn't speak. Yeah, you know, time travel was already bad for Okabe's mental health. I think this is making it worse.
それにしても珍しいわね。あんたがここに顔出すなんて。岡部？
クリス。クリス。なんだな。
新年早々何言ってるのよ。大丈夫？何か悪いものでも食べた？
Even her slightly peeved expression.
何？
And the gentle flash you sometimes saw in her eyes. And this.
どうしたのよ。本当に大丈夫なの？
Even her warmth.
あんた、急に何を？
It wasn't a hallucination. Or an artificial intelligence on a screen. It was the real Kurisu Makise.
Okabe?
Depression arc spirals down further. Oh yeah! Because if Kurisu is alive, then that means, Mayuri is definitely fucking dead, isn't she? The real, live Kurisu Makise. Yeah, let it out, buddy. It's been a hard road.
お願い話して。
すまない。でも、もう少しだけ、このまま。
あんたもしかして泣いてるの？
I realized for the first time that my cheeks were wet. I felt her soft hands on my back.
心配しないで。もう平気だから。
クリス。
大丈夫よ。大丈夫だから。
She whispered to me in a soft voice and patted me on the back. And wrapped her arms around me. Like a kind mother, holding a child.
すまなかった。
I finally calmed myself down. She was still there. She still existed. Now that I'd calmed down, I realized what that meant.
気にしないで。無理もないわよ。私だって時々あるもの。そういうこと。
そういうこと？
思い出したんでしょ？まゆりのこと。
That's right. Kurisu was here. Which meant this was the Alpha World line. The world without Mayuri. The world where Mayuri died. Some small part of me had wished that this was the world beyond Steins Gate. That it was a new future, which someone else had opened for me. But of course that was too good to be true. There was no way for me to know what had happened. But I must have made my choice. To give up on Mayuri. There was the future where she was gone. Confronted once more with the reality of Mayuri's death, my heart felt like it was about to burst. How had she died?
Okabe?
Did they push her in front of a train? Oh shit, oh shit. Did they shoot her? I've gotta say, like, props to the VA, because he's selling this panic attack purely from, like, the performance alone, like, along with, you know, the narration and stuff, but it would not hit the way that it currently is if it weren't for that VA's performance. Like, fucking bravo. Or... Kurisu's tiny hand wrapped around mine. Little by little, my racing heart began to calm down.
ごめん、私が余計なこと言っちゃったから。
いや、そうじゃないんだ。そうじゃ。
薬飲む？水持ってくる。
I was about to say, like, whenever he started having the anxiety attack, I'm like, fuck, he probably doesn't have his anxiety meds here. So, like, that's not gonna help either, but, I mean, it does make sense that if Mayuri died as well, like, odds are, Okabe saw her fucking death. Like, of course he would still have PTSD in this fucking timeline. Even in this one, he's been through some shit. I rummaged through my pocket and found a small box of pills. It was the same anxiety medication that I'd already been taking. Even in this world, I was still on the same drugs. Very fortunate! Very fortunate. I mean, not fortunate that you have to take them, but fortunate that you have them. I looked around the room while Kurisu got me some water from the tap.
ねえ岡部どうしてここに来たの？ここにはずっと寄りつかなかったでしょ？橋田も来なくなったし。
誰も。
ええ。
The room was awfully clean then. I took a closer look and saw that there were a few places, like Daru's PC, that were covered in dust, but the rest seemed to have been regularly cleaned. So Kurisu was keeping up the place while we were gone?
お前は
Pretty sweet of her.
クリスは来ていたのか。
Anti-terror medicine sounds nice. I mean, that's what anti-anxiety meds are, right? I mean, I've never taken them myself, to be honest. There was a point in time where I considered it, just because I had, like, way worse anxiety back then, but I managed to work through a lot of my issues in therapy, and, like, it's definitely not as bad as it used to be. I also attribute it to just, like, the fact that I have experienced the real world. To some extent, it's like, I know my capabilities at this point. I'm not always selling myself short, and I'm not always assuming that it's always going to be the worst case scenario. So it's not really necessary for me anymore. But I did consider it at one point. It's one of those things where a lot of people seem to think that, like, when it comes to meds with, like, mental disorders and stuff, that it's a cure-all, that it fixes the problem at the source. And it doesn't. It's not like... I've heard, like, this is especially, like, kind of a pet peeve of mine. Whenever people refer to depression, like, antidepressants as happy pills, it's like, no, that's not what they fucking do. They literally just make it so people with depression are getting the same levels of brain chemicals as an average person would. That a normal, healthy brain would. It's not making them any happier. It's making it so they can live like a normal person. And referring to them as happy pills is, like, giving people entirely the wrong idea as to what these medications actually do. And it's one of those things where a lot of people, like, and it's also, like, a lot of people just assume, like, oh yeah, you go on, like, one antidepressant, you go on one anti-anxiety med, and it fixes everything, and now you are completely mentally healthy again. And that's not how it works either. There are tons of people who have to, like, go through 3, 4 different medications before finding something that works for them and finding the right dosage that works for them. And even then, there are tons of people who just none of them work for them for one reason or another. It's like it's also why I'm so happy that this game is kind of, like, referring to these medications in such, like, a casual way. It's like, yes, Okabe has this thing going on with him. He needs to take medication for it sometimes, and it's not demonized the way that I so often see it as being demonized. Because in reality, it's like, if you gotta take medication for something in order to live a normal life, that's not a personal failing. That's not something that people should be made to feel ashamed about. Anyways, I went off on a tangent. Sorry about that. It's just this is a topic that matters to me a lot. As someone who, like, my mental health stuff is absolutely not that severe. Like, it is not so severe that it has, like, impacted my life horribly. Like, it has impacted my life in bad ways, but not to the same extent as a lot of people. Like, I genuinely have it lucky with the forms of anxiety and depression that I have, that I am able to work through it without medication. But there are a lot of people out there who aren't so lucky, and I feel like even if I don't have the same issues as them, like, I should still stick up for them, you know? I don't know, I'm continuing to ramble at this point. Let's just keep fucking playing funny anime time travel game.
時々じゃないと寂しいだろうと思って。
I didn't have to ask who they were. Mayuri loved this place. She loved the Future Gadget Lab. She loved the time she spent with all of the lab members here.
ごめんね。
どうして謝る？
だって
Thanks, souls. I waited, but no answer ever came. What was she apologizing for? For talking about Mayuri? For making me remember? Or for making me choose?
クリス。
何？
あ、いや、なんでもない。
If I said something, she'd answer me right away. I could reach out and touch her. That alone brought me to the verge of tears. If I just stayed here, like this. What was I thinking? I'd given up on everything and left her to die. And still, I was happy to be back here in this world line with Kurisu. As I was sad over losing Mayuri, a part of me was thinking I wanted to stay here. Even though I didn't have the right. If there was a god in this world, he must be a cruel, twisted being. Why was he doing this to me again? Was what I'd done that wrong? I'd already made my choice once. There was no way to save the world. There was no way to save Kurisu. But with Kurisu in front of me, I was already starting to waver. Should I go back to the beta world line? Should I send the D-mail? The D-mail.
そういえば、電話レンジカッコ仮はどうした？
だってあんたが破棄させたんでしょ？忘れたの？
ああ、そうだったな。
Right. That does seem like a fair reaction to have. The phone wave no longer existed, it seemed. Of course it didn't. Name no longer subject to change. Oh my god, you're right! He didn't add name subject to change at the end. That's the first time that ever happened. Its mere existence had made us a target of CERN. But without it, I couldn't leave this world line on my own. So even if I did stay here on this world line, it wouldn't be my responsibility. It wasn't my fault. And it wasn't something I'd wanted. Which meant...
ねえ、岡部。
That tells us this is serious. It does.
悪いんだけど、何か飲むもの買ってきてくれない？
飲むもの？
Heck yeah! Dr. Pepper time!
ちょっと喉乾いちゃったのよね。できれば温かいものがいいわ。
インスタントのコーヒーぐらいなら作るぞ。
Wasn't that what Kurisu had always made me do? 2 cubes of sugar, no milk.
コーヒー切らしちゃってるのよ。
わかった。
Yeah, I should go. I want to get outside and think things through.
ミルクと砂糖の入った
あ
甘いやつね。
Not Dr. Pepper. Alright. I got excited over nothing. I thought I was gonna get to show you guys Dr. Pepper babies again.
ミルクは入れないんじゃなかったのか。
寒い日には思いっきり甘ったるいものが飲みたくなる。
了解だ。
I stood up and headed for the door, but turned around halfway.
何？
いや。
It felt like if I took my eyes off of her, she'd disappear, but that was far too embarrassing to say.
岡部。しっかりね。
子供じゃないんだ。お使いぐらいできる。
そうね。いってらっしゃい。
My whole body relaxed the second I stepped outside of the lab. Evidently, meeting the living Kurisu had made me really tense. I didn't know how to talk to her or what to say anymore. Even though I'd spoken to Kurisu like it was the most normal thing in the world. I still couldn't believe it, though. Was this really the Alpha World Line? No, if Kurisu was here, it had to be. But then, why? Who had caused the world line change and how? That call from Kurisu. Was that what triggered it somehow? No, I should stop thinking about it. If someone else had caused it somehow, I shouldn't get involved anymore. I didn't want to. I didn't want to overthrow the structure of the world anymore. I just wanted to live in peace. In a universe with no world lines or attractor fields, and we have heard this from the first game, but like, we'll give ourselves a little recap. Attractor field, a world line convergence zone. This is the standard accepted model for quantum physics in 2036, after the many worlds interpretation and the Copenhagen interpretation. It is a deterministic interpretation where many world lines gather into a world branch, called an attractor field. This attractor field is simply a zone in which all world lines will eventually reach the same end result. Major splits in the world line and the attractor field level are called world line trunks. One pre-2010 example of a world line trunk is the year 2000. Why was that last sentence so hard for me to read? Alright. I'd stopped letting the whims of fate rule my life. There was nothing left that I could do. Suddenly, something seemed very wrong. Kurisu's words a moment ago. What had they meant?
Okabe. しっかりね。
She couldn't mean to. I turned around and rushed back into the lab. What? What were you thinking was gonna happen? Did you think she was gonna hang herself? Okabe?
クリス、お前、それ。
参ったわね。見つかっちゃったか。
She was just where I'd seen her the first time, standing and looking towards the back of the development room. That's what she was looking at, huh? In the depths of the darkness. In a spot that just a moment ago had been covered by a cloth, I saw an old microwave with its door taken off. The phone wave, name subject to change, okay, it's back. Future gadget number 8. It was the gadget that had changed my fate. No, fate of the world.
どうして？それは破棄したんじゃなかったのか？
ええ、破棄したわ。これは私が新しく作り直したの。言ってみれば電話レンジ解ね。正しくはカッコ仮がつくんだった。それなら電話レンジカッコ仮解になる。
Okay, I'm glad we have a bit of levity here, but also, this is a really bad fucking idea!
名前なんてどうだっていい。作り直したって。どうしてそんなことを？
過去にメールを送るためよ。メールを送って世界線を変えるの。うん。あんたにとっては戻すって言った方がいいのかもね。世界線を。これ完成したのはね、実は1ヶ月以上前なの。それからはひたすらここに立って送るべきか送らないでおくべきか悩み続けてた。それがまさかあんたの方から来るなんてね。
お前何を？
Yeah, what the hell are you doing with it, though?
ねえ、岡部。あんた、ついさっき別の世界線から来たでしょ？
Yeah? How did you know?
それもベータ世界線から違う？
気づいてたのか。
そうでなきゃあんたがあんなことするはずないもの。
あんなこと。
だからそのあんな風に私を抱きしめたりとかそういうことよ。
It was all so wonderful. The way her cheeks reddened in embarrassment as she looked away. The way she pursed her lips. The way she fiddled with the ends of her hair. Everything was just so wonderful. I realized it again. I was in love with her.
さらに言えばその世界線の変動は誰か別の人の手によるものであんたが好き好んで変動させたわけじゃない。当たってる？
すべてを見通しというわけか。
どれだけあんたのこと見てきたと思ってるのよ。いや違うからな。見てきたって別にそういう意味じゃなくて、違わなくもないけど。とにかく。
She took a deep breath and looked up at
あ
me
んたが
again.
ベータ世界線から来たってことは、あんたは過去に一度その世界を選択したってことでしょ？
She was so far beyond what I could hope to be. In those brief moments, she discovered all that. She was right about everything. But even so, I couldn't let her know. Admitting that would mean admitting that I'd left her to die. There was no way I could do that.
すまない。
In the end, that was all I said. But that was an admission all the same. But instead of looking sad, she...
謝るなバカ。あんたが自分で決めたことでしょうが。だったら自分の選択に自信を持ちなさい。
She tried to cheer me up. That's right. Kurisu was right. I was the one who'd chosen the beta world line. Gotta go, we'll watch the VOD later. Sounds good. See you later, life. But
それにね、あんたは多分間違ってなかった。さっき来たばっかりのあんたは知らないだろうけど、この半年間、あんたはずっと自分を責めてた。そんな素振り、私には決して見せようとしなかったけど。
it was the same. It was the same as what I'd gone through. It was the same as the beta world line.
どうしてあげることもできなかった。だって、あんたの苦しみは私のせいだから。私を生かすためにあんたは苦しんでたんだから。でもね、それも今日で終わり。終わりにしなきゃいけないのよ。だってこのままじゃあんたはずっと罪の意識に苛まれて最後には押しつぶされちゃ
同じだ。
う。どういうこと？
どっちにしても結局俺はずっと後悔するんだ。マイリを救えなかったこと、お前を救えなかったこと。アルファ世界線にいてもベータ世界線にいてもそれは変わらない。
It is one bitch of a choice. So maybe I should just stay here.
しっかりしなさい、岡部倫太郎。
クリス、
なんて顔してるのよ。あんたらしくない。私の好きな法王院京馬さんはもっと自信に満ちた顔してなきゃ。
Hyoma Hoyoin, huh? There was a name I hadn't heard in a long time.
あんたは正しい道を選択したの。マユリを助けるっていう選択を。それは決して間違ってない。
でも俺はお前を。
いい？今あんたがここにいるのは、そうね、夢を見ているだけよ。
夢？
そう、夢の中であんたは私に会った。 ただそれだけのこと。とそう思えば少しは気も楽でしょ。
Kurisu sighed a little and laughed.
これだけ脳の研究が進んでいるのに、夢を見るメカニズムって実はまだ明確にはなっていないのよね。眠っている間に脳内では記憶の整理が行われている。その過程で発生するのが夢だっていう説もあるけど、要するにここはベータ世界線のあんたが迷い込んだ夢の中の世界。あんたの頭の中を整理するためにね。そしてこれが夢ならいつかは目を覚まさなきゃならない。そうでしょ。
でもこれは夢なんかじゃない。現にこうして。
I reached out and touched her cheek.
現にこうしてお前はここにいるじゃないか。
感触だって脳が感じさせている機能の一つよ。
She took a quick step back. The sensation of her cheek disappeared from my fingers.
だいたいここにいてもあんたは幸せにはなれない。ずっと後悔の念を拭うことはできないの。そしてそれは私も同じ。
ベータ世界線でも変わらない。俺はずっとお前を助けられなかったことを悔やみながら生きてきた。
だけど少なくともマユリは幸せでいられるでしょ。
マユリは
She doesn't know anything. Because that's what I wanted. I wanted her to know nothing and be happy. For now, that wish was still coming true, but...
あんたはマユリに笑っててほしい。そう願ってる。私も同じなの。ということはやっぱりあんたの選択は間違ってはなかったってことよ。
I'd finally met her again, but she was here, alive, right in front of me, but
もう
she walked up to me without even trying to hide her
いい
frustration.
加減にしなさい、岡部倫太郎。一度出した結論でしょうが、あんたはここにいちゃいけないの。帰らなきゃいけない。夢から覚めなきゃいけないのよ。だってもうそうやって苦しむあんたを見ていたくないから。
クリス。
さあ、これ以上は時間の無駄よ。私はやるから。
She turned away from me. I could feel the strength of her will, her resolve. I remembered what I'd seen just after I'd come to this world line. Kurisu had been just standing there, in front of the phone wave. Thinking back, she'd probably already made her decision, without anyone knowing, without anyone to say goodbye to. She'd chosen to go to a world line where she would no longer exist. It had probably taken her a long time, and a lot of struggle, to come to that decision. She'd probably asked herself 1,000 times if it was really the right answer. If this was what she'd chosen after all that. I didn't have the right to stop her. It would be wrong.
ねえ岡部、夢から覚める前に一つ約束して。
約束？
ベータ世界線に行ったら私のことは忘れなさい。
That was just the opposite of what she'd said that day. That day, the day when I'd chosen the Beta World line, she'd said to me, "Don't forget me." But now she was asking for the opposite.
忘れるなんてそんなことできるわけないだろう。
She was always like that. She always cared more about others than herself. She always sacrificed herself. She was asking me this for my sake only. She didn't want to be forgotten. She hated being forgotten more than anyone else could.
言ったでしょ。これは夢よ。 夢は普通起きたら忘れるもんでしょ。
She was stubborn and bullheaded. I would never be able to forget her. But
子供の頃に見た悪夢は今でも覚えてるぞ。
誰が悪夢な。誰が。
it was all I could do to keep from breaking down. But that was probably the same for her.
とにかく私のことは忘れること。今日あったこともこれまであったことも、それが私の望みだから。
She turned around and stuck out her pinky finger. She forced it around mine.
指切り玄馬、嘘ついたら海馬に電極ぶっ刺す。指切った。
随分と語呂が悪いな。
ほっとけ。
Her hand moved away from mine. Her gaze looked away from me. It was almost time to say goodbye. She was sending a message to the past. I knew it was the right thing to do. I knew this was what she wanted. But still,
クリス、
our voices overlapped.
どうした？
あんたこそ何？
なんでもない。ただ呼んでみただけだ。
The name of the person I cared for.
偶然ね。私も同じ。
The name of the person I loved.
ねえ、あんたは覚えてる？私と初めて会った時のこと。
忘れられるわけがない。何しろ強烈だったからな。
それを言うならあんたの方こそ。
Yeah, not in a good way.
ほんと、あの時はまさかこんな風になるなんて思ってもみなかったわ。まさかあんな出会いでこんなにも。
Would lead to meeting someone so important to me. Not that I'd say it now.
まったくだな。
I couldn't say it, but
でも言っとくけど、私たちの出会いも覚えてていいのは今のうちだからな。
even for a little,
世界線が戻ったら忘れなきゃいけないんだからな。
even just for a second,
わかってるよ。
just for an instant.
そんなに簡単に忘れられるんだ。
If it would last just a little longer.
お前が言い出したことだろ。
Her voice.
そうだけど、そんな風にあっさり言われちゃうと、それはそれでムカつく。
The way she moved.
忘れろと言ったり、忘れるなと言ったり、一体どっちなんだ？
Her smile.
冗談。嘘よ。嘘。
なんだ？嘘なのか？
そう。嘘。
Just a little longer, so that I could remember it all. But I was out of time.
岡部。それじゃあ。
Those words were the sign that the magic was over.
あ、
There were a million things I wanted to say, but I stopped myself. Kurisu smiled, satisfied, and turned back towards the phone wave. She probably already had the message ready. The phone wave started to boom and crackle like thunder. There was a long, long countdown. The whole time Kurisu faced away from me. And I just watched. The noise got louder. The countdown continued. And then it was time.
岡部。いい、目覚めよ。
Kurisu turned around with a big smile on her face. Her voice was cut off by the roar. And we're back. And then I woke up from my short dream. Okay, we're saving here. This is the best place that we could have possibly left off on. Imagine if this followed JoJo rules and that you had to destroy a $300 microwave each time you traveled. What the fuck happens in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? I mean, I say this despite Val being a big fan of it and constantly telling me to watch it. I need to watch so much more anime. But, okay, here, I'm gonna do the secret technique of the triple save, and, we'll head to the just chatting screen. So, the stream title was very, very accurate today, huh? After getting it so wrong a couple of streams ago, I feel like I've redeemed myself. What doesn't happen? Fair point, fair point. It sounds like, I mean, I don't understand what's happening in JoJo. I've had Val explain it to me a few times, and I still don't get it. It's like, I have watched a couple episodes. I watched, I think I watched 1 or 2 of, like, the very first season, and I kept meaning to go back to it, because this is the issue with me. I'll enjoy a series, and I'll say, oh yeah, I should go back to it, because I really liked watching it. It was tons of fun. And then I don't. Like, I've done this with Mob Psycho 100. I've done this with My Next Life as a Villainess. I've still got to finish both of those anime. I've been saying that I'm going to finish both of those anime for like 2 months now. I don't know why I'm allergic to finishing TV shows. Anyway, that is a good way to relieve the tension, because good fucking god, was that an emotionally charged last half an hour of a stream. First season is the least JoJo's of JoJo. Yeah, fair. I mean, it sounds like it only really becomes JoJo whenever Jotaro is the protagonist, right? Because that's when Steins are introduced, I think. I don't remember. It's all... It's all, like, a blur in my brain. I need to watch TV shows. But anyway. So, holy fucking shit. Holy shit, holy shit, holy fucking shit. Wow. Alright, this game is already, like, hitting hard. I say already, I think we've done, like, 5 streams of this game. But, man, like, for a second there, I thought that we had actually gotten, like, one of the, like, the bad endings. Kind of like in the last game, where if you make, like, certain choices at certain parts, it actually, like, cuts the game off early. But, no, it doesn't seem like that's the case. Very interesting. I wonder what happens if you ignore the Amadeus call, though. Like, was that what triggered the world line change? I was honestly very tempted, like, whenever the world line first changed, to actually, like, load my save and go back and see if that changed anything, because that will affect my theorizing a bit. Obviously speaking, considering that I was like, yeah, maybe Amadeus did the world line change. Fuck, I don't know. At this point, I have, like, so little information about Amadeus and its role in the story that I'm like, you know, anything could happen. Who fucking knows? But yeah, holy shit. No idea where we're going in the next stream, which is both fun and a little scary. Part of me is half tempted to pull up, like, a video for y'all to watch, just to kind of, like, you know, end off on a happier note than, you know, that last scene. Amadeus is gaslighting. Why is it gaslighting? I thought we left the Gene bit behind with the Dreadweight demo. Anyways, so yeah, I guess there really isn't too much else left to say outside of reminding you guys. I mean, I mentioned it in the last stream. I'll probably mention it in the next one, but just to remind you, posting Happy Cat? I don't know what you mean by that, 100th Assassin, I'm sorry. Happy Note is coolness, but I don't have one ready. We didn't really bring up anything in this that I think I could pull up. And I'm not really seeing anything. I'm scrolling through YouTube. I mean, we could watch PP Theme 2 by item label, but nah, you know what? No. We're gonna have to leave off on this. But yeah, so I will remind you guys once again, next Thursday there will not be a stream. I'm gonna be out of town. But aside from that, there really isn't any more housekeeping for me to do, so let's just get into the usual end of stream shtick. Rafflecopter, hell yeah. You want happy? Look up Happy Cat. Okay, we're gonna look up Happy Cat. I'm gonna look it up on my own, just to... Happy Cat. Oh, I know what Happy Cat is!
Boys.
Okay. We can watch Happy Cat. We can watch Happy Cat for a second. It's in YouTube Shorts, though. It's in YouTube Shorts, so... Also, turn the captions off and get this set up. There we go. Okay, this audio fucking sucks. Let's... No, that's... Fuck, why can't I think of any happy music? Good enough. Wait, will Nintendo nuke me if I play this on stream? Never mind. Shit, okay. My fucking... What are these? Anyways, we're just gonna watch this without audio. As I wrap up the stream, as we go into the usual end of stream stuff. So, if you're new around here and you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell if you want to be notified whenever I'm gonna go live with the next stream of Steins Gate 0, because holy shit, it's picking up. It picked up the last time, but like, oh my god, holy shit. So yeah, so if you want to know about that, hell yes. And if you, would like to see, you know, funny memes, if you would like to see pictures of my cat that I take at 1 a.m. when she is 3 centimeters away from my face, if you know, maybe don't want push notifications on YouTube, but still spend time on the, active wildfire that is Twitter at the moment, follow me on there. Wait a minute, this isn't a gate. Sorry, Acid, you showed up late. I'm literally just wrapping up stream now. Sorry. It's gotta be a short one today. I have stuff that I have to do, like, right now. And honestly, I've gotten a little bit longer than I actually meant to, so... yeah, either way. So yeah, so follow me on Twitter if you want. It is on screen, right there. And, with that, I don't think I have anything else left to say. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Okay, Acid, so out of the blue, at the last minute, I got told that I was gonna, like, people are coming in to inspect my apartment tomorrow, and, I haven't cleaned in a bit, so I have to go and take care of that. That's why I'm cutting the stream short today, and also because I haven't done my NaNoWriMo word count yet, so, oh god, I have several hours of work left ahead of me. Anyway, I'm gonna go and take care of all of that, and I hope you guys have, a great night. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you all next time. Bye!